This is Pulse of Africa, the face and voice of Africa. The story of resurgent and burgeoning Africa is here, only on the Pulse of Africa channel. Pulse of Africa, the face and voice of Africa.
Hello and welcome. I'm Tinsai Gabriel with Pulse of Africa News, bringing you the latest stories and updates from across the continent. President William Ruto today hosted Truphena Muthoni, a young environmental conservation advocate, at the State House, Nairobi, in recognition of her extraordinary commitment to protecting the environment. Muthoni made headlines for spending 72 continuous hours embracing an indigenous tree to raise awareness about the importance of environmental conservation and the global effects of climate change. Her courage, dedication, and persistence have inspired communities both locally and internationally. In acknowledgement of her efforts, President Ruto appointed Truphena as the ambassador of the 15 billion tree planting campaign, a flagship national initiative aimed at promoting sustainable environment practices and securing Kenya's ecological future. Additionally, he conferred upon her the prestigious Head of State Commendation Medal, honoring her outstanding contribution to environmental advocacy. President Ruto lauded Muthoni as a symbol of youth leadership and civic responsibility, emphasizing the critical role young people play in safeguarding the environment and advancing Kenya's sustainability goals. The event highlighted the government's commitment to engaging youth in environmental conservation and climate action. Truphena expressed gratitude for the recognition and reiterated her pledge to continue advocating for tree planting and environmental awareness across the country. Africa must strengthen continental cooperation to address low food production and secure long-term food stability, Namibia's Deputy Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Land Reform, Ruth Masake, has said. In an exclusive interview with Pulse of Africa, Masake noted that African countries can accelerate progress by harmonizing strategies, expanding technical cooperation, and signing mutual agreements.
African countries can work together in collaborating on the strategies that we can use all together to unlock insufficient food productions in all our countries. I see more opportunity for the Africa to do better into ensuring food security through collaboration, through touring all states. Let's identify the problem that are faced by each state within Africa and then come together and assist that particular country for them to stand on their own.
She highlighted the need for strong investment in education and technical skills such as plant health, animal disease management, and biosecurity to boost intra-Africa trade. Removing unnecessary import charges among African states, she added, would help keep regional agriculture trade active. Masake also stressed the importance of continued continental dialogues to build resilience. She urged more research on drought-resistant seeds, climate-smart practices, and closer engagement with farmers. Let's identify each country's challenges and support one another so every state can stand on its own, she said. World Fish Nigeria has launched a pilot brackish water integrated multi-trophic aquaculture project under the Asia-Africa Blue Tech Superhighway Initiative, marking a key step towards sustainable mariculture development in the country. The BIMTA pilot, unveiled in Ogun and Lagos states, combines finfish, shellfish, and aquatic plants in a climate-smart system that improves water quality, captures carbon, and enhances ecosystem health. The project is designed to boost local fish production, reduce Nigeria's over $1 billion annual fish import bill, create jobs along the value chain, and empower women and youth. Funded by the UK's Blue Planet Fund, BIMTA aligns with Nigeria's Blue Economy agenda, promoting responsible coastal resource use, aquaculture growth, maritime trade, and climate resilience. Wordfish experts say the project will generate real-time data, strengthen local capacity, and support evidence-based policymaking, paving the way for wider adoption of sustainable aquaculture across Nigeria and the West African coast. The initiative is part of a broader Asia-Africa collaboration addressing climate change, pollution, and overexploitation in aquatic food systems, targeting over 700,000 beneficiaries across Nigeria, Kenya, and Bangladesh. Gabon has signed a partnership with the United Nations Capital Development Fund to modernize its national financial services ecosystem and expand access to financial services. Currently, about 54% of adults in Gabon remain unbanked despite the growth of mobile money services. Under the agreement, UNCDF will assist the government in designing and implementing policies that strengthen financial governance and promote financial inclusion. It aligned with Gabon's National Growth and Development Plan and the Central African Economic and Monetary Community's Regional Financial Inclusion Strategy. The collaboration will focus on reforms that encourage competition among financial service providers, development of digital infrastructure, and enhance consumer protection. It will also engage all key stakeholders, including supervisory bodies, financial institutions, and the UNCDF experts, with support from the UNDP. Digital Economy Minister Marc-Alexandre Dumba emphasized that digital financial services are vital for economic modernization, and this partnership will mobilize international expertise to support Gabon's financial inclusion goals. The deal follows a recent agreement with Visa to accelerate financial inclusion and modernize the country's financial sector. Now to business news. Azerbaijan and Algeria have established a joint commission on trade, economic, scientific, and technical cooperation. This is reflected in President Ilham Aliyev's decree approving the agreement on the establishment of a joint commission on trade, economic, scientific, and technical cooperation between the government of Republic of Azerbaijan and the government of the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria. The agreement signed in Algiers on November 4, 2025, comes into force under the decree. Following the entry into force of the agreement referred to in Part 1 of this decree, the Cabinet of Ministers of the Republic of Azerbaijan should ensure the implementation of its provisions. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Azerbaijan should notify the government of the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria of the completion of the internal procedures necessary for the agreement to enter into force. The West African Economic and Monetary Union is seeing a marked improvement in its external position, with foreign exchange reserves nearly doubling year on year to around $33 billion by October 2025, covering 6 months of imports compared with 3.8 months in 2024. Fitch attributes the recovery to higher export revenues, renewed access to international markets, and official disbursements from member states. Growth in exports of cocoa, cashew, crude oil, rubber, and gold outpaced imports, helping reduce external imbalances. Côte d'Ivoire played a key role, supported by diversified exports and strong financing inflows. Fitch recently upgraded its sovereign rating to BB with a stable outlook, citing stronger liquidity buffers and macroeconomic resilience. The current account deficit is expected to narrow to 1.7% of the GDP in 2025 and stabilize around 1.5% in 2026 to 2027. Moving to sports news, the Football Association of Zambia has confirmed that the Chipopolo boys, currently in camp in Spain, will play 2 high-profile international friendlies matches as part of preparations for the 2025 AFCON in Morocco. Zambia will face the Democratic Republic of Congo on December 16 and Ivory Coast on December 17. FAS General Secretary Machacha Sepande said the short gap between the matches will see coaches Moses Shichone field 2 different squads to avoid fatigue and injuries. The DRC match will mainly feature locally based players, as foreign-based players can only join the team from December 15 under new FIFA regulations and will be available for the Ivory Coast game. Chapande said the Spain camp is expected to greatly benefit the team's AFCON preparations and dismissed as false reports alleging inflated hotel costs for the Marussia camp, describing them as malicious and distracting. As excitement builds ahead of the Total Energies CAF Africa Cup of Nations Morocco 2025, set to kick off on Sunday, December 21, the Confederation of African Football has released the ultimate guide for the tournament. The guide provides journalists, fans, and stakeholders with comprehensive information on all 24 participating national teams, player profiles, host cities, stadiums, transport, logistics, and a detailed look at the history and heritage of Africa's premier football competition. Designed as a definitive resource, the guide aims to support coverage and enhance the experience of everyone attending or following the Total Energies CAF AFCON Morocco 2025. Thanks for joining us on Pulse of Africa News. Keep following us for more stories that matter across the continent.